fucking god.
Baby,
We'll do it.
wow, fuck you. It sounds like you have a lot of built-up anger over me. Fuck you.
Every battle.
What? Built up anger? It's logic. I'm just stating my opinion, Elite. I'm just
Elite.
stating my opinion.
Lily, listen. Yeah,
Yes.
I know you've been
Elite, fuck
hearing
you.
about all the issues between Lada and stuff, but listen. Listen, Lily, listen. Okay. I'm sorry.
God, she's going on.
Did Dar fill you in on what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, very general idea.
Look, this is my opinion on it.
Okay.
I felt
Oh my
like
God,
Elite,
stop.
honey,
Don't go
honey,
into it.
this
Don't go
is
into
not
it.
my business,
It's okay.
okay? I'm not gonna say
Don't go
anything
into
to you. I'm not gonna say anything to him. That is your guys'
Stop,
business.
Lily.
I wanna be a part of that, alright?
Jesus
Love you.
Christ.
Shut up.
Let it go. Let it go.
I mean, Elite, sorry, I didn't mean to say it. I meant to say Elite. I got Lily in my
Damn.
mind like 24/7.
Oh, why were you thinking about me when you're married to her?
Sorry. No, dude, there's two
Oh.
lilies.
Yeah,
There's
Guardian.
two fucking lilies, dude. There's too many lilies.
This-
Too many lilies. Too many
I know,
lilies.
I
It's
know way
insane.
too many lilies. That's why I just call
Like
her.
y'all gotta get. Look at this girl. Look at this girl. Do you think her name is Lily too? Look at that.
Probably. She
You think
looks
that
like
girl's name is
Um,
Lily? That looks
I'm
like
really
Lily.
thinking
Her name
about
is Audrey.
divorcing Guardian.
Oh shit, is it?
That's Andre
That
Hepburn.
might actually be, yeah.
Ow, shit, what I just
Oh my
touched?
God. What would you say, Elite? What the fuck did you say to me?
She was just
Oh, there's a tail in my
telling
face. Woo.
she was just telling Tristan how much she misses her, right, Steph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
Tristan has really beautiful hair. I want to
thank
stroke
you.
my fingers in her hair.
I have beautiful hair too.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I have beautiful hair too. I'm just saying I have beautiful hair too.
It's very beautiful.
Okay.
I'll put my dick in your hair.
Listen, Guardian,
Oh
I
my
don't love you
God.
anymore.
Sorry.
You're like
Oh,
that
shit, I'm
wife
so
that
sorry.
I'm stuck with. You know?
Why?
I say weird shit
Because
sometimes,
you
okay?
don't
What?
appreciate me anymore.
You have a hair
What are you
fetish?
talking about? I appreciate
No,
you
no,
every
no, no,
moment,
no,
every
it's-
waking
No, you
day.
don't. Then
I
tell
wrote
me
a
how
fucking
beautiful I
fan
am.
fiction
I'm not
about
weird.
you. I wrote a fan fiction about you.
No,
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
You want to
No,
hear
I
it?
feel like a
I'm gonna
student. I
read
can
it to
raise
you
my
right now.
hand.
I'm gonna read it to you right now.
Mhm.
Do that high school role play.
It was okay. Hold on. I really want Ladar to
someone
read
gets
this,
pregnant in
but
the
I guess
bathroom.
I'm gonna have to fucking read this bullshit.
Yeah, you'll have to eat bullshit.
Yes, Guardian.
Chapter 3. The orgy. Fuck all orgies. Guardian's perspective. It was horrific. The only thing I could say about this orgy is that it was horrific. The light showed us our desires, but with it, chaos and destruction. If there was ever a time that proved the most terrifying, it would be this orgy. I was scarred for life at what I saw. No one was safe from this monstrosity that people call the orgy to fuck all orgies. I wasn't safe. Yes, I was afraid for my life. Was I immune to the light and its devilish ways? Maybe. Be wary, for what I'm about to reveal is not safe for life. I'm Guardian Alpha, and this is my interpretation of the events that followed the finger that sparked the orgy, or as I like to call it, the Great Finger Bang.
This is why I married him.
It began with a flash. I was disoriented at first. As the ringing in my ears started to dissipate, the environment started to become visible again. We were still in the space room. I looked around and could see everyone from a distance. The bar was across the room from me, but I noticed people moving closer to each other. As I got closer, I couldn't believe my eyes. Ladar had Jamie bent over like a dog, but what was he doing to him?
My God.
Near them was Riley and Billy. It looked like Riley was naked and chained to the top of the bar. He laid
my
there
God.
helplessly as Billy disappeared behind
This
the
is
counter.
why Ladar was mad.
Wait right there, my sweet Riley. You're gonna enjoy this, Billy said mischievously. I couldn't bear to watch what he was going to do next. After some time, Billy reappeared and showed his true form. He was dressed in a gimp suit with a whip in one hand. I'm ready for pain with my dick, Riley shouted. Billy obliged his request and indeed whipped his dick. This was Riley's moment as he made noises I never thought possible while his dick was whipped. After a few twists of the nipple and a few more dick whippings, Riley passed out from sheer ecstasy. I was afraid of what I'd just seen. I remember seeing their deranged faces. I couldn't understand why they were like this. Then I heard a voice behind the bar. "Smother me, bitch," the voice commanded. I moved to the other side of the bar to find Barskin and Nero. Nero
Oh my God.
had a mountain of cheese beside him, and he was smothering Barskin in it. The cheese grater was in heaven. He was being smothered in the highest grade of cheese, and best of all, he had a beautiful man like Nero to look at while he gave it to him. He couldn't get enough, so Barskin kept demanding more and more cheese. Nero was trying so hard to please his new cheese master, but then nothing was ever enough. I didn't dare to interrupt them. There was no telling what Barskin would do to get smothered in more cheese. I felt bad for Nero. This whole time he was unable to play his piano. That's all he wanted to do. But I could see it in the blankness of his face. I could see the frustration in his eyes that were never there. Because that's how good I knew Nero. We were brothers in another life. I just know it. I thought I had seen it all, but there was still people missing.
Still going?
Something tapped my shoulder. I quickly turned around to find Elite. Her eyes were huge and
Oh
glowing.
no. Hell
Something
fucking
told
no.
me she wasn't right in the head either. Although, let's be honest, she's never
Just
really
sounds
a
like
normal
normal
person.
Elite.
She grabbed my face and squished it.
Anytime.
She grabbed my face and squished it. "Waifu," she said in a demonic voice. She covered my eyes as I felt a poke in my neck. "You're mine now, bitch," she declared. And there was nothing but darkness. There was nothing but darkness. When I finally regained consciousness, I found myself restrained against the metallic bed. With my vision still blurred, all I could see in front of me was a crowd of faces. Some of them looked familiar. Elite stood beside me, still with that crazed look. The crowd chanted, "Fuck him," over and over. I tried to talk sense into her, but there was no reply. She disappeared behind me as I heard something heavy being pulled around. The clanking of chains and metal didn't sit well with me. When the crowd noticed it, they cheered so loud that my ears began to ring. Almost out of nowhere, I became enraged at the continued chanting of "fuck him." "Who do you take me for?" I thought. "No, I fuck you," I declared. The crowd gasped. Shit, I must have said it aloud. The crowd instantly turned against me, booing and hissing. I was so angry with these people. But Elite, why would she do this to me? I thought she was my fucking waifu, man. I finally lost my cool, and I became a rage-filled man ready to hate fuck these people right in their asses.
Oh god.
How dare they agree to see a beautiful man like me get fucked? I broke my restraints and shouted at the crowd, "Fuck you!" I turned around to see the face of the waifu I thought I had. She was still crazy looking with her bright eyes and shit. However, right next to her was the contraption I heard
And
earlier.
shit.
It was a giant fucking dildo. She was literally going to have me fucked in front of a crowd of people. Thankfully, I had one trick up my sleeve.
Fuck you.
I whipped out my massive pen and notepad and wrote the cringiest shit I could ever write. For now, let's keep it a mystery and assume that it was great.
Wait, Georgia.
This was Elite's weakness, and it caused 1,000 damage to her HP, damn near wiping her out with the stroke of a pen. You bet your ass there was a massive explosion, and the plume of smoke that developed from it said, "Got him." Where she might have evaporated otherwise. I left out just enough cringe to let her live. The result was that she returned to her usual self. I defeated the Elite that no one thought was possible to defeat. She's my normal, not so fucked up waifu again, and we can get back to doing the things that matter most, like making Ladar cringe every time we call each other waifu and singing our favorite song by Justin Bieber.
Yes.
Now you know the story behind the fuckfest that ensued after the Great Finger Bang. However, that's just my story. As they say, there's more than one side to every story. I wasn't there for most of the festivities, but what I've heard will make you laugh, cry, and maybe, just maybe, come 5 times in your pants.
Who the fuck threw stuff on the ground? God damn it.
Wait, they
Alright,
left?
Guardian.
No, we
I
heard the
thought
whole
you
thing.
left me.
No, we heard the whole thing. It's okay.
It was
First of all,
just.
Oh shit.
that was beautiful. It's beautiful.
you
Who's
like it?
Guardian's fucking interpretation of